Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's reading, we're going to be doing What Are They Not Telling You? I'm going to try to keep this as straightforward as possible. And basically, we're just going to be covering what this person has shared with you thus far and what they are sharing with you, and then what they're not sharing with you. So if you feel like someone's holding some information back from you, or they're not saying the full truth or something like that, this is going to get to the bottom of that situation. So we have three groups in front of us today. We have pink tourmaline for group number 1. Then we have clear quartz cluster for group number 2. Then we have this Sodalite chunk for group number 3. So take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to pick your crystal. Whichever way works for you to get the most accurate reading is the correct way to pick your crystal. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the groups, starting with group 1 with the pink tourmaline. Hey, group 1, this is if you picked the pink tourmaline. Well, it's really close to the camera. Knock you guys out. It's like, yeah, so if you pick the pink tourmaline, this is going to be your reading. So for today's pick a card, I'm going to be doing one card to kind of represent the personality of this person and kind of get some info on one animal oracle card to represent their personality and get some info on what they are, you know, help determine what they are sharing and holding back. Let's see, this one looks like that. We have Scorpion. And then I'm going to pull some Light Seers Tarot cards. And these are going to be what they are already telling you. So these are representative. They're going to be on this side, and they're going to be kind of what they have already said to you, or what they've already shown to you, or parts of themselves that are pretty easily seen, basically, that they're revealing to you. And I'll do one more card. And then I'm going to pull from another tarot deck cards for what they are not sharing with you. What are they keeping secret from you? Okay. We have 2 cards here. I put this crystal up top here. And we need one more card for what they're not. And we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, let's make sure all these cards are okay. So these ones all pretty much flipped up upright. So it's interesting. I feel like this person, the things they're not telling you, they're like thinking of them very loudly. Like they're very loud in their head when they're around you. They're just kind of thinking of them in a really loud way, basically. And then the things that they're sharing with you, they might not be sharing too much. They might share quietly or something like that. So let's get into what they're sharing with you. We have the Hangman, the Fool, and the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like this person with the Scorpion right here, with them holding their stinger back, I feel like these are all the kinds of things that they could unleash on you if they felt like it, specifically with this 5 of Swords card right here. But for the most part, I feel like this is the stuff they kind of share with you or deal with you on kind of a regular basis. But with the Scorpion here, it's interesting. And the Hangman, I feel like there's a pause or a break as far as like when they're waiting for the right time to share this information with you, which leads me to think that they're going to share some of this information with you eventually. They're just waiting for the right time. It's interesting that they're keeping a lid on this, because I feel like with them being a fire symbol right here, this is something about like an impulsivity to this connection or this person, where they like are holding back from sharing this stuff and they really want to say it. It's almost like they're going to look like they're biting their tongue, or they're kind of like, that's what you can kind of tell that there's something that they're holding back, because they look almost like they're holding it in or something like that. Or if you get around them, there's something about like them not being able to like say certain things, or they might stumble over their words or kind of catch themselves mid-sentence and then stop their sentence or something like that. So there is something along the lines of like they kind of really have to force it back, right? Because of this fire emblem. There's just a sense of impulsiveness coming through, that they want to kind of share these things, but they're kind of holding it back. So the things they are sharing with you, with the Hangman, they are sharing their patience with you, right? So that's one of the things that it's interesting, because it's coming off in a little bit of a forced way, like with the fire impulsive nature. It's like they're being patient with you, but it's like they have to hold themselves back from saying specific things, and they have to kind of be patient and let you talk or let you speak or something like that. So the Hangman's kind of indicating this sense of like, they're trying to give you the floor, or they're trying to let you have the perspective. They're trying to let you have the kind of, they're trying to let you have center stage, basically, in order to kind of get stuff off of your chest. With the Fool card and the Three of Pentacles card, other things that they're sharing with you, the Fool's interesting because they're definitely sharing their spontaneous side, or what they can of their spontaneous side. So whatever spontaneous things they can share, they're sharing it. I think that's why it seems like they're holding back something, because normally they're so upfront and spontaneous and free-flowing with their information, right? And they're also sharing their spontaneous side with you. So they might say or do things that surprise you or shock you or something like that. And then you're kind of like, you might be thrown back, but at the same time, they're just letting that kind of carefree, surprising nature out. So they're trying to be very, very spontaneous around you. With Three of Pentacles, they're also trying to be a very good team player. So they're going to be showing you their cooperative side. I feel like with this person, one thing that they are showing you and they know is something that you guys get along with pretty well is your collaboration, or how you work together. Something about taking on different tasks or sharing different responsibilities. Maybe one of you likes doing one task at work and the other does the other. So you guys kind of trade tasks or something like that. Something else is coming through. Maybe some of them are, or there's a situation where maybe you guys are actually paying them to like do certain tasks for you at work or something like that. Like if there's a task you don't like to do, you actually pay them a little bit of money to like do that within the job situation. That's coming through. But yeah, overall, they're showing most of their selves to you, basically. They're showing their spontaneous side, right? They're definitely, I feel like they almost want to shock you in some ways. Like they're almost like trying to shock you or show you that they're spontaneous or impulsive or something like that. And they're kind of showing you that they have this kind of nature to them, this almost childlike nature, this kind of free-flowing, spontaneous kind of nature. It's just funny because they're so fiery and an impulsive person. It's almost like they do hold that stuff back. They do hold some things back from what they say to you. One thing that they hold back from saying to you is they want to dominate you a little bit. They're definitely kind of, I feel like it's not that they think they're better than you, because I definitely see some other aspects here where they might actually like you, or they might actually have some intent, like kind of sexual feelings towards you. But there's something about domination here, and kind of in a way they want to kind of, play the leading role in this situation. So they might try to dominate you or lead you or teach you or kind of like control you or something like that. Or they're holding back from doing that stuff. So basically there might be certain situations where they could give you direction or tell you where to go or tell you what to do, and they hold back from doing it. You might have told them in the past or something that you don't like controlling behavior. So what's happening is they're kind of holding back their dominating side, the part of them that wants to control the situation, so you can have some kind of freedom in the situation. That's one thing they're holding back, is because I feel like with this Scorpion energy, they really want to take control and they want to kind of control and dominate you. And so they're holding back those feelings from basically sharing those things with you. Also with Ace of Wands, there is a sense of, this card can be motivation, but usually when I get this card, this is kind of like a yes to kind of like a passionate, fiery connection. So I'm definitely seeing something along the lines of sex appeal. They're holding back saying sexual remarks to you. I think they don't want to freak you out in this department. And I think it's interesting because with Three of Pentacles here is the coworker vibe. This could be someone that you're working with or someone who feels like your relationship has to be professional and they can't really cross any boundaries or something like that. But they definitely want to say some sexual remarks to you, some sexual comments, something along those lines. And also with the Nine of Cups, it's interesting. They're holding back. This is something else that's interesting. I feel like they're holding back their happiness from you. So they might be having happy moments where they are feeling joy or feeling positivity and they don't want to share them with you. I don't really know too much why this is. I can guess it might be one of those things where maybe you are feeling more down and in the dumps or something like that. So they don't want to brag about their happiness around you because they don't want you to think, you know, they don't want you to think that it's coming through with the dominating thing as well. They don't want you to think that they think they're better than you, basically. So that's something that's coming through is like they want to, with the Three of Pentacles, they're trying to present this front that they're your equal, that they are on the same level as you, even though they really, truly maybe feel a little bit better than you or a little happier than you or something like that, or kind of want to dominate you. I think with the Ace of Wands here, there's a sexual chemistry, there's a sexual thing of them liking you. So I think that's why they're holding back. I think that's one of the main reasons why they're holding back is because of this sexual component, especially with Scorpion over here with the stinger. It just reminds me of kind of like someone wanting to kind of get involved with you in that way. And so with the Hangman here, it's interesting because I definitely see that they're planning on like, when do I share these things? When can I share these types of things with this person? Not so much the dominating thing. I really feel they have like a conflict where they're kind of thinking like, I don't want to dominate them because they don't like that, but I do have this feeling where I just want to tell them what to do. You know, like I just want to tell them what to do. I kind of want to manhandle them. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this person. But at the same time, with the Ace of Wands, they do want to tell you, they're waiting for the moments for these two cards, for the happiness to share their joy and their wishes fulfilled with you. And they're also wanting to share those sexual feelings with you. They're just waiting for the right time with the Hangman, right? So the Hangman is also about giving patience and being patient. So this person might be a little more impatient or want to kind of order you around or something, but they're giving you that space, letting you kind of do what you need to do. Trying to see if I see anything else. I think I covered most of it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for letting me read for you guys. If you like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick-a cards like this once every 1 to 2 weeks. Most of them are longer than this. This is just kind of a short one I'm doing just because I'm in the mood to do a little mini one. But yeah, so if you... yeah, okay, moving on to group number 2 with the clear quartz. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Hey group 2, this is if you picked the clear quartz cluster as your crystal. So let's get into your reading. So first I'm going to draw a animal oracle card to describe this person and kind of give the vibe of their personality a little bit. So this is going to be a good indicator to see if you pick the right pile too, because if this does not sound like your person you're dealing with, then you might have picked the wrong pile. But, you know, I believe in your intuition, so hopefully you did pick the right pile. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take the bottom one here. We have that. It's interesting. A lot of these cards came up in a previous reading that I recently did, so it's interesting that they're coming up again in this reading. Okay, and then I'm going to take some Light Seers Tarot cards for what they are already revealing to you, what they show you already, what you can already see from them, what they are showing you versus, and then we're going to draw some stuff for what they're not telling you. You know, the juice of the reading. Okay, so let's see. Pull one from the bottom. And let's get some cards from the regular tarot deck to see what they are. Wow, Six of Cups came out right off the bat. I'm gonna get two more to see what they are holding back from telling you. This card wants to come out. We have Page of Swords, which is literally can be a card about holding back a thought or idea. So that's interesting. It might be holding back the fact that they're holding back stuff from you, which I'll get into what that kind of double thing means in a sense. And then we also have the Magician. And we'll flip over your other cards over here. We have Ten of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Wheel. Okay, a lot of stuff as I overview the reading is not coming through as clear as the other piles, but I'm just going to get into it. So with that card, I'm definitely noticing the moon right here, and I'm thinking of the moon in the nighttime. The full moon at night is kind of sheds a light on the moment of the time when there's when there's night, you can't really see anything, right? And so when there's a full moon, you can actually see a little bit at nighttime. I don't know if you've ever been outside on the night of a full moon and just in an area where there's no other lights and kind of looked out over the horizon or your area, and you can kind of see everything kind of glowing under the light of the full moon. So there's this aspect of like revealing things that are not really, how do I put this? That are like hidden. And I definitely think this person has a clear ability to see into you. Like they can see you pretty clearly. They can almost read you like a book, but it's almost that you can't read them. There's something about not being able to read them that is coming through. So with the back card and the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like for most of you, this person is has discussed either, there's one of two things. For those of you who this is a family member, this person is someone who you feel like you can really share and you're really open with, and they are expressing that. That's one thing that they're also holding back right here, is that they're holding back the idea that they're holding back things. So for example, the thing they're presenting to you or they're showing you is that they're fully revealing themselves. Like they're saying, they're probably on the surface, they're saying like, I fully reveal myself. Like I'm showing you all of me. Like there's nothing else beneath this exterior. Like I'm showing you every little bit of me, and it's like, I know you're showing every little bit of you, so we're really we really fully know each other fully. We're fully revealed to each other. We fully understand each other in that way. So that's kind of what they're showing you and what they're talking about. With the Ten of Pentacles card, if this is a family member, this is probably a family member that's like an aunt, uncle, cousin, grandparent, something like that. Because I always see Ten of Pentacles as like extended family. But also with Ten of Pentacles, this could be someone who has really big financial dreams for you and wants to create a financial legacy with you. So for most of you, I'm seeing this as someone who is a lover. And I feel like you've come to this reading because you're kind of dating them or you're with them or something like that, but they're saying they're fully open with you, but there's just something off and you feel like they're not telling you something, right? So there's something where they're talking about a legacy, like wanting to create a financial legacy with you. They're also sharing all their good luck with you. So there's something along the lines of like them sharing their fortune with you. So this could even be like they're saying and telling you that they want to like give you a lot of money, or they want to make a lot of money and give you and like support you or something like that. The Ten of Pentacles can also be a card about financial marriages, like marriages of kind of like the bridging of two monies, like types of money together. So they might be saying like, I want to support you. I want to give to you. I want to financially provide for you. And I want you to have like a lucky, blessed life. I think they're telling you that things are always going to go well in your life. And that's all there is to it. They're just saying like, we're lucky. We're a lucky couple. We're a lucky pair. We're a lucky family. If this is a family member, we're a lucky family member. We just have kind of like, things just go right for us. That's just how our family is, like we don't have anything going wrong. We're full of good vibes, right? Like this person's very positive and they want you to think that they're sharing everything with you, right? They want you to something they're sharing with you is the idea that they're sharing everything with you, right? So they might be like, if this is a partner, they might be, no, babe, I'm being totally honest. Like there's no secrets between us. It's always been that way and it always will be, that kind of thing. So something they're holding back from you in light of that kind of comment With the Page of Swords, this is a card about holding information back and waiting for the right time to share it. So they're literally holding back the thought and the concept that they are holding back things. So they're not telling you that they're not telling you things, basically. There's not a situation basically where they're saying like, you know, there's something I want to tell you, but I just can't tell you. And that's why you've come to this reading. It's kind of, you've come to this reading because there's more of an intuitive sense of like, man, we're so open and realistic. Is there any other thing that could be underneath the surface, right? And basically there is. With the Page of Swords, they're kind of hiding the fact that they do hide things from you, basically. Now, the interesting thing is they're not hiding anything like too intense or like weird in that way. But one thing that could be happening too is, this just came through for some of you, but this is not going to be for the most of you. This person might be hiding a pregnancy. If the person you're talking about is a woman, they might be hiding the fact that they are pregnant or that they want children or they want to have children. If this is a man and you're in a relationship with this man, they might want to have children with you. They might be trying to have children with you, and they might really want to just kind of make babies with you, basically, if this is a love relationship. If it's not a love relationship, I think this person wants to tell you that they miss the moments of the past with you. They miss the moments of like the pure, unbridled, childlike natures of both of you in the past. I feel like for a lot of you, you've grown up with this person, or this person has been in your family or a situation. There's something about a legacy or longevity and then in the past being included in here. So there's something along the lines of like, they really missed the past with you, or they missed the beginning of the connection. That's kind of what they're thinking. They're missing the beginning of this connection, the start of it, where everything was youthful and innocence and childlike. And there was kind of like a sense of innocence to you guys, like where it wasn't, you guys weren't tainted by any kind of dark thoughts or dark experiences or anything like that. There's just a sense of playfulness that they're missing from you. And they kind of are keeping this back from you. They don't want to really tell you this, because I think they want to present that they're still in that maybe youthful period now or something like that. I don't know. I know that they definitely want to show that they're the type that's like revealing everything to you and you reveal everything to them and all that stuff. And it's interesting because with the Bat card and the Moon, I definitely see that this person probably sees you very clearly. This person probably like really sees all parts of you and you feel very seen by this person. It's just that they don't necessarily feel seen by you. They're just kind of perpetuating this image that you're both being seen by each other. Now, the other thing they're holding back in the Magician card is this ability to manifest their desires. I feel like on one hand, they're sharing this idea that like, oh, we're just lucky, or we just have good things happen to us, or we're just, you know, kind of like this lucky family, or we're this lucky couple or something like that. And, you know, we kind of just have these good things, and no matter what fate throws at us, like we'll always come out on top. It's kind of that vibe. With the Magician card, it's interesting because I see that behind the scenes, what they're not sharing with you is they're very spiritually inclined to manifest the reality that they are providing for you. So if this is a spiritual person you're dealing with and you're communicating with a spiritual person, they are they are a master manifester, and they have the ability to provide any kind of wish you desire, and they kind of want to provide these things for you. If they're not that spiritual, with the Magician card, this is still yang energy. This is the energy of like taking action and taking charge. I feel like they do a lot behind the scenes to actually make this prosperous life ready for you. But they don't want you to see how much effort it's taking them or how much energy they're putting into it, I think. And the thing is like, they're also not telling you the tools they have to create the life. It's like, I'm just going to create the life for you, but I'm not going to tell you what goes on behind the scenes. I'm not going to tell you what specific tools I need to create that life or what resources I have to use to create that life. They're kind of keeping their resources hidden and not sharing those types of things or tools that they're using to create the lifestyle with you. This is one of those situations where I feel like when they are sharing with you, what I want to say is what am I trying to say? They're being honest, basically. They're not being dishonest. They really want to build this financial future. They want you to feel lucky in life, and they want to have this kind of fully revealed relationship with you. They kind of want these things. and they kind of desire these things. That's why they're sharing them. These things where they kind of also desire, but they know they're worried the childlike thing where they're kind of looking at the past and wanting to kind of do what you guys did in the past. That's kind of something they're worried they'll offend you by saying that, by saying like, oh, I miss the good old times. Like, why can't we be like how we used to be? That kind of thing. And I definitely think they're holding back the fact that they hold back things because they want to kind of keep this image of like fully revealed or fully sharing the connection or fully being open with one another and revealing that aspects to each other. Yeah, I think that's about it for this pile or this group 2. So if you enjoyed this reading, group 2, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards like this once every 1 to 2 weeks. I really enjoyed reading for you guys today. And with that said, we're going to move on with group 3 with the Sodalite chunk. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Sodalite chunk. Sodalite's such a cool stone. Okay, so let's get into your reading. I'm going to be drawing an animal oracle card to get the gist of their personality, kind of where they're coming from as far as their character is concerned. And then we're going to be pulling cards for what they are sharing with you or already sharing with you, and then what they are not telling you, what they are kind of keeping from you. Okay, so we have their personality. We have Earthworm. And then these cards, these light seer cards, are going to be what they are already sharing with you. And then we're going to have these tarot cards, these regular tarot cards, to determine what they are keeping from you. What are they holding back from telling you? Okay. Have the Hangman coming through. And then we some cards want to come out. They're like peeking out of the deck, but they're not quite flipping out. So it's one of those things where I feel like this person is kind of like in between, very similar to group 1, but in between kind of like telling you these things and not telling you these things. Let's pull up 2 more cards. Okay, let's flip over your cards. We have the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and for your cards that are sharing you, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, and 3 of Swords. Okay. So first of all, this person is an earth sign with the earthworm, and they have this kind of stability about them where they want kind of things to go smoothly and want things to be stable. I feel like this person with the earth symbol, as far as like what they're holding back from you, I feel like it's very, it's very easy for them to hold this information back. Like they're not kind of like bursting at the seams to say it. I feel like they're kind of on the border of like wanting to say it, but I feel like for the most part, they're not like tripping up over their words. Like there's no physical signs that they're holding this stuff back, right? There's just kind of like the concept of like, you know, maybe you had an intuitive moment where you thought they were holding something back, or maybe you're just curious what their, you know, inner thoughts are, what they're holding back, you know? But let's start with what they're sharing with you. So first of all, with Earthworm, with this kind of like inner world here, with the earthworm, they're kind of wrapped around this colorful sphere, right? All those colors inside of them, showing that like, even though they're blind, they have an imaginative inner dream world, right? They're moving through the dark, damp earth with like a beautiful dream inside them. And so that's something that's like coming through. And it's interesting because I definitely see they can share that dream with you. So one thing that's coming through too with this person specifically is they can share things that they can't share with other people. And that's one reason they really appreciate you. They can't share everything. They're still hiding some stuff, but they can share most of their fantasy world with you, especially seen here in the Page of Cups. This is a card about kind of like childlike wonder and intuition, and that's very much like a dream, or like a dream world inside your head, right? And with this dream world, with this Page of Cups, you know, he can see his own legs floating above him in the sky, right? There's just something so fantastical and so almost like paradoxical, but it's not quite paradoxical. I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to find. I guess surreal is a good word. Paradoxical and kind of surreal. There's kind of like this surreal sense of their dream world. There's something about being able to surprise you with their dream world. And their dream world, in a sense, is maybe not the most realistic, but it's actually very stimulating, which is quite interesting. With the Page of Swords here, they also share an intellectual pursuit with you. I think they like to study with you. They like to read things with you. This is the type of person who would love to do crossword puzzles with you. That's just a rough example, but they could also be someone who plays like video games with you, like multiplayer video games, or maybe you guys both read the same book and then you discuss the book afterwards, or you watch the same type of TV shows and you get really intellectual about the characters and the plot and stuff like that. I feel this person really enjoys intellectual stuff with you, and they share their intellectual side, they share their dream side with you, they share their emotional dreams and their intellectual dreams with you. And because these are both pages, I feel like they enjoy being in the student role around you. I feel like they enjoy learning things from you, and they present themselves that way, that you're kind of the teacher and they're here to learn, you know, and it might go vice versa as well. I definitely see another thing. This is honestly like this person that you're asking about. I feel like they, just based on the cards that come out, they really treasure your friendship or your relationship. If it's romantic, they really appreciate that. And something they're holding back from you a little bit over here is kind of like, in a sense, their loneliness. And maybe not their loneliness, but their resistance to groups of people, basically. I think that might be because if there's a situation where some of you are going to be more focused on groups of people, and this person's like a friend that kind of gets to spend time with you alone. But the thing is like, when you're with groups, they suffer in those groups because they basically don't blend well with groups of people. They're very individual. And that's something they're holding back from you, which I'll get to in a minute. But the other thing that they share with you, right? The things they share with you are coming out so strongly. Like, it's almost like it's not important what they're holding back because the positives are so strong. And it's like their energy is kind of coming through in this reading too, of like wanting you to know that there's a sense of like stability and being able to share themselves with you that they can't really do with anyone else. And the thing is, I don't think they tell you they can't do it with anyone else, because that's coming through as one of the things they hold back. But it is something they really treasure with you. And it's something that is kind of like they do share with you. You might notice that they don't share this side of themselves with other people. And maybe that's why you're asking the question, like, what are they holding back? Because you see them in social situations and you're like, you know, you're not sharing your imagination with these people, or you're not sharing your intellectual concepts with these people. And maybe you are sharing your ideas with this group, but this person's not. You know, maybe they only feel safe sharing these ideas and feelings with you. With Three of Swords, I feel like this person also is the type of person who's going to tell you like, oh, you know, so-and-so, like, they're bad for you. You should cut them out. Because like, they're kind of seeing the people who cause you pain and hurt, and they're kind of feeling a sense of empathy towards you. With the Three of Swords, this is a card about emotional pain and hurt caused by people, right? And the thing is like, this card specifically, this Three of Swords is about cord cutting, where this heart is extending all these cords outward, and it's about cutting and mending your own heart, like mending your own heart and cutting the cords to people who are dangerous or not good for you. I think this person clearly and easily sees the people who are not good for you, and they want you to kind of get rid of them. And that's something they're sharing with you pretty freely. They're like, okay, that's a bad person, or that's not a good person. You should kind of not deal with them. This is not something they're holding back. They're not jealous or anything. It's purely based on empathy and your own suffering. I think these are things too with this person that you would agree with their assessment of the people they're trying to like help you cut out of your life, because you kind of feel on an intuitive level, or on a more subtle level, that this person might not be that good for you. Now, things that they're holding back, and this is pretty interesting. Back to the first thing that I mentioned, this person puts up a lot of resistance and struggle in group situations. They feel that they are on a different level than the people around them, that they literally have to put up resistance and defenses and barriers, and they literally have to fight off groups of people from intruding on their space. They don't feel like that with you, right? They feel very comfortable with you. That's one of the reasons why they really treasure this connection. But with other people, even some people that might be your friends, they feel like they have to really fight and put up defenses in order to be in these social situations. And they kind of don't want to tell you that they have to do this, because they don't want to ruin the friendship. They know that your friends are important to you, or the ones that are good for you. They just feel like they kind of have to fight people in general. And they don't want to tell you how much of an outcast they truly feel like they are, that they're kind of like a black sheep in a kind of, world of white sheep, basically. The other thing that these two cards are going hand in hand. Something they're also not telling you, with Knight of Wands representing action and movement forward, and the Hangman representing kind of pauses or timeouts or certain kinds of perspectives. One thing that I'm seeing with the action and the pause is they might not tell you that when you're in the action or in motion, or you're ready to do something, that they want to take a break. And they also might not tell you when you're taking a break that they want to take action. They definitely take a back seat to your energy in this way, and they're not sharing that because they know that it's not the biggest deal. It's not the biggest issue, but I think that something that they're holding back is little complaints about man, I wish we could just relax right now, and they're being really busy and active. Or, man, I wish that I could just be busy and active, and they're being really relaxed right now. It's really something that I think they see as a no-win situation, because I'm definitely seeing that they know it's just one of those things that's just going to happen. It's that's how it is between both of you, and that's how it's going to be. And so that's why they hold it back. They don't think it's a big deal to bring up or cause an argument over, because it's something that's not going to get solved. They see it as something that's an issue that can't really be solved or dealt with on a level that kind of leads to some kind of solution. It's just one of those things that they know they suck up and they deal with, because like I said, these cards are overwhelmingly positive. They have such a value of your connection. So yeah, that's coming through really strong. This is just kind of a subtle little thing that's not that big of a deal. This thing is a little bit more of a big deal, something they're holding back. But I feel like with all these things, they're very good at keeping these things secret and keeping a lid on it, right? And keeping the connection stable. They're even in themselves, even though they have to fight off people around them, they do feel in a sense kind of stable on their own level or with you. They feel very connected and rooted to you. And you have all these pretty beneficial, amazing cards going on right here. So there's just a few things kind of that are interesting that they're holding back, that they don't want to tell you. But overall, I think this is really cool. They really value you. And that's one of the things that they're not going to tell you, because it would lead to them telling you that they're too unique and different for the rest of the world. And they feel like they're an outcast when it comes to other people, and they never really fit in anywhere they go. The fact is they fit in with you, and they don't really want to share the fact that you're one of the only people they fit in with, because that would lead them to also admit the fact that they're different and they don't fit in with people in general. And I think that you might blend more well with people. You might get along better with people in general than they do, basically. And so they're trying to kind of, they kind of have to pretend to be social, I guess, a little bit when they're around you. And that's kind of that can be a struggle for them. Anyway, that's the end of the reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick-a-cards like this once every 1 to 2 weeks. And with that said, this was the last reading for today. We only had 3 piles. We kept it short and sweet. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And I will see you in the next pick-a-card. And yeah, see you later. Bye.